I'm back! Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of today's episode. My Hero Academia 2 Heroes is out in Japan, and so in today's video I thought to celebrate that I would make the video I was going to make anyway on a collab I'm doing with Ray, an amazing art person that is on Instagram. She also has a YouTube channel, but she's more active on her Instagram. She is amazing, and I'm so glad that I'm able to do this with her. Also, the fact that My Hero Academia 2 Heroes is coming out today, like, I would have sworn that was going to come out, like, midway through next year, like, the same time Season 4 ended. But no, Horikoshi's like, we're getting this shit out now, fuck all the anime onlys. That's why I started reading the manga now, besides technically and spoiling it for myself because I'm not reading a chunk of the story because I'm waiting for the anime. Don't fucking at me, purists that say you can either be one or the other. I choose to have both. So basically the collab is I do some line work for this, and then Ray does the coloring in for my version, and same vice versa. So Ray makes a sketch and I color it in. In this video it's just showing my side of the story because yeah. She has been amazing throughout all of this. Thank you again, and let's jump into it, shall we? So, for this, we're both doing Deku, of course. Need to celebrate the movie somehow, am I right, boys? This wasn't planned at all. I just found out the movie was coming out, and she's already posted hers. Anyway, throughout this, I don't think I'll be talking in and out of the video, because I don't have much to say on some points of this. The line work, I think, going into 2020, I am going to have to learn a bit more about, like, my style when it comes to it. This video was bumped ahead of some other videos for the celebration of the movie, of course. So I've changed my style a bit, and in videos that will be coming out in the order they should have been from now on, this just got to have its little extra head. A little extra sneak ahead of the curve. So you'll see my development in trying to this new style. I think I need to get kind of cleaner lines, either that or I have to go a lot more sketchier in my line work. The brush looks really good, but I think it's like I have to choose when I use it, and I can't use it for everything because it has a very sketchy look to it as well. And when I went from coloring in Ray's very clean artwork to going back to mine, it was a bit jarring. So I'm going forward, I'm going to have to try to consider what I'm going to be doing in my style. So that's something I'm going to be going into 2020. Gonna get my full vision, am I right, boys? The fuck? Who watches these videos? So the pose I went for was one of, like, he's rushing into action with the very strange smile on his face. I need to get better at it so much. Especially, like, faces that long eyes. I can do alright. But yeah, as you can see throughout the rest of this, there are some bits of details I missed out in the sketch that I later on found out I had missed out, or some bits had to be changed. Probably the proportions of this is probably the weirdest for me, because I'm trying to get more and more into more dynamic poses instead of just very flat poses, to try to give some more oomph into what I draw. For some drawings, like one you're gonna see probably 3 videos into the future, or 2 into the future, has a pose I'm pretty happy with, but this pose feels a bit stiff and disproportionate. I'm sure there'll be people in the comments or coming up to me and being like, Snake, you did it fucking wrong, you didn't. Also, I went with his beta costume for this, because I am a sucker for that costume. It is my favorite out of the three that we've seen. The most recent one that we've seen as well has probably been, it's probably my second favorite because there's more to it, but like the one we're having in the anime at the moment, not the movie, the anime, I'm not 100% bought on it. It looks cool, but I'm not as bought on it as the third and second costume that we've seen from Deku. And personally, still my favorite is the beta costume. Don't at me, purists that think the first costume is the best. So I can't wait to see Deku in his mask more. When I first saw that in the season 3 opening, I wet myself. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Don't fucking at me, you bitch. I just feel like so much balanced out. I guess it's also probably because it's from like my favorite season at the moment in My Hero Academia. Haven't watched much of season 4. I have a rough idea what's happening in season 4. And anxiety. But yeah, like season 2, part 2, as well as like all season 2 is probably like one of my favorite seasons at the moment. Probably until like after I've watched all season 4, that's probably gonna be my favorite. But yeah, so season 2 is my favorite, so that's probably why I have like my favorite costume coming up. I used to be so annoyed that there was nothing talking about this costume. Like everything that was to do with My Hero Academia and Deku showed his first costume. And even now, this costume, like this beta costume, has kind of been overlooked by some people, I feel like. And they've gone from the beta one to the one we've got at the moment in the area arc, I'm gonna call it. I don't know what arc it's called. Don't at me, anime purist. Also, for some reason in this drawing, the shoes, I need to work on a lot of things, like I've already said. Shoes is another thing I need to do. The shoes I've got on these are very boxy, and I need to make them more rounded to make them look like shoes. So am I going to be spending a day drawing shoes on stuff? Maybe. You don't know. You don't know my life. Is it 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm recording this? No, you. Anyway, that's a final look at the line work. As you'll see at the end of this video, I'm not showing it now because I want you to stay till the end. Ray did an amazing job at coloring this in, but the pose is a little bit on the weird side. I think I still need to get better at poses, or just get proper references instead of going off of whatever comes to mind. The sketch that I had for this, like the real small thumbnail sketch, looked pretty good. It might have been just from the fact that I've blown it up. But yeah, I've got a lot to work on in 2020. Hopefully I can go good to it. Next up, it's the coloring time, when I'm going to spend over 3 hours in real time coloring in and shading Ray's drawing that she sent me. Straight away there are a lot of differences between the two of us when it comes to, well, first off, she's a lot better than I am. Fuck. Also, another thing is the way she uses the electricity that Deku has, or the sparks. I'm not sure what to call it. I'm sure there's an official name for it. Am I too lazy to go find it? Yes, I am. The way she does it is it's throughout the entire body, and it's like a ribbon going around the body for like in a ribbon dancer. For me, I do it more sporadic, like it is in the anime. She also has very clean lines, where it could pretty obviously, you could pretty like easily put it into a style for an animated TV show and nobody would blink an eye. It's probably a little bit more into the anime side, like a Western cartoon, but it's not overly anime, so it falls in that middle area. But I feel like it would be a good enough line work, good enough line thickness and line consistency that you could probably animate this without it going overboard, like mine, where it's way too stretchy. She also doesn't put the mask in Deku's design, which is like one of my favorite parts of the costume. She says she can't do it because it's too hard for her, which, to be fair, that's understandable. Deku's hair is a nightmare to draw for me, and I know a few other people it's a nightmare for them to try to make it as accurate to what Horikoshi's original design is. And I'm pretty sure he just doesn't bother trying to replicate it and just goes with her own style of what she interprets Deku's hair to look like, which is probably what I should be doing. But hey, I decided to go through trying to replicate Deku's hair. Why is he describing flame? Throughout this entire coloring stage, I'm also using the direct colors from concept art of the beta costume, which is essentially the same color palette as the gamma costume, which Ray has done. Still a cool costume, it's just not my favorite. This also leads into another thing that I have to work on, and you'll see it a bit in probably my next video, or whatever video comes next, is that with these colors, they work a lot better when it comes to turning those colors into a lot darker for the shading style. While for most of this year, I've been going to try to make the shadows red looking, what I'm doing. I need to learn when to use that and when it's a good idea to use it. And I can't use it sporadically, like in different things, or else it doesn't really work fully. Or I have to try to balance it better. So that's one thing that I have to try to consider when going into next year as well, when I'm trying to grow from where I'm at now. Another thing you're probably noticing at the moment is also I've changed it to blue, which is one thing that a lot of artists do when they're coloring in. I do it for pretty much the same reason why everybody else does it, is because it's easier to see what you haven't and still have to color in. In some cases, it's still easy to like miss something, but it's not as easy. Also, what's better because at the end, the background I'm using for it is a sky, so it's just an easy transition from the blue to do the base coat, and then the blue of the sky. Also with the collab, I had to change the opacity down whenever I was trying to clean up the coloring for it, because it's not dark in the monitor I was using for it, and it's hard to try to tell between the difference between the line work and the black hues. So I had to make the opacity down so there was a bigger contrast between the line work and the black, just to make it easier on me when I go to clean up the coloring. Also, one thing with Ray's artistic style is, for example, Deku's eyes in Horikoshi's design are very rounded, Well, a lot of Ray's eyes, just in her normal style, are very angular and narrow, and it gives such a determined look on Deku's face, and that confident smile. Oh my god, the cinnamon child is exploding. So she can draw ears. Like, what is with ears? It's like, they're not as hard as hands, but ears are weird to draw. Am I the only one? I'm probably the only one. Also, the electricity for this, or whatever it's called, took me over an hour to do, like a rough hour. Essentially what I'm doing is it's a rough trace around what Ray's put down, what she would normally put down for the electricity for Deku, but instead I put it on top because it adds a little bit more depth to the image. When I first did it, I chose a lot lighter colored green, and so the brush I was using made it pretty much go straight to white, which doesn't have as good of a look to it. It just looks more like I used the laser tool on everything, on where it was, and had that result. So I tried to find a way of still using that instead of spending another like half an hour or whatever retracing the side of it. But instead, I just redid the whole thing, and it looks so much better this way. And if I didn't, and I tried to cheat my way around it, it would have looked crap. So there's a lesson for you kids. The cheap easy way isn't always the good way. Sometimes the crappy way. And for this I used a lot darker color. If I put more work into it and constantly go over it again, I can get white showing through it. But with this way, it shows more that it's like green sparks instead of it just looking white. With the electricity as well, whenever it crosses over with something where it should go under or should go behind Deku or into his hands, I change the opacity down so I can see the line work better, because of course in the way I'm doing it, I'm covering up the line work so I can't see it. This makes it look, if I go over it and then erase it again, it gives it that depth again. It doesn't look like I've just stopped midway through, where the way the tool works, you would notice or you see that I stopped at the line work, and it just wouldn't have that same depth to it. So yeah, I also in the shading stage use my shading brush and change the opacity really low and have bright neon green on it, and I roughly put it in the same area that the electricity is to allow it to look like it's glowing on Deku, and it makes it look more like it's actually there. And it's something I didn't do in my previous drawings of Deku, and it makes it look better, but it can also take away from the detail of it. So if, for example, if with my drawing, I would have two different versions, one without the electricity and one with, depending on what type of detail you wanted to see out of the drawing. Also, I made Deku's eyes light up kind of with the same tool as I did with the electricity. It looks cooler that way, and it looks like he's in like a full cowling state. I like it. It looks cool. I tried to make it look like there was some sort of electricity coming out of his eyes as well, besides the one spark that Ray put down there. But I don't have the knack for that at the moment. I have a lot of things to work on in 2020. Shading is like probably one of the most relaxing parts of any drawing session I have, because I can just shut off my mind and I can just change the scale a little bit and add a bit of detail. Probably coloring is probably one of the best stages of like any drawing process I have. It's just a lot of fun. The line work stage, while it is cool, it's not as fun as doing the shading or the coloring for like any project. While other people have a cell shading look to their work, which originally I started off doing, I find it hard now to get a cell shaded look out of my drawings or my shading. I don't know why, because I used to be able to do it, and now I've gone for more of a look of, I don't know what, traditional shading style? Something more in terms of what someone like Draw Jazza would put in their shading. Probably not as good, but it's a similar style or sense in the word. Also, I need to learn that there shouldn't be a gradient in everything. Some shadows are just hard shadows. And I need to do more research into how to do that. I don't know whether or not I'm just talking about my creative process for this, or I'm rambling about what I need to do in the future, going like forward into 2020. So with Deku's hair, when it's in the shading stage, using the same color and just putting more black into it for the shading style, it works better as it's more of a representation of my shading style, but with the same color scheme that Deku's hair has inside Horikoshi's design and the anime. So it looks somewhat like Deku's hair in those styles, just if they were a lot more detail. Anyway, the coloring for this turned out really good. The background I went for was, since the pose that Ray did, it looks a lot more like Deku is in the art. So for it, I put Yoe in the background, making it look like Deku has jumped up really high in his training, and he's gone like up above Yoe. It's probably not feasible at the moment for Deku in his power set anyway, but it looks cool. Also, Ray did an amazing job with her shading and her coloring for it. I'm guessing she did the exact same thing for me as what I did, by taking the original colors from a concept art of Deku and just using cell shading, which she's really good at. At least better than I am. She did this very unexpectedly. I just remember looking in her feed and then suddenly, there it was! She did two different versions of this. One was what looks to be embers or some sort of fire behind Deku, and the one that is on screen now, which has that room. And then it's the same kind of electricity style that she put into her own drawing, and the one I designed that for. She also seems to use probably a more screen accurate to the anime look to the sparks or the electricity that Deku uses when using his full Kaling, and she also puts in the same type of spark from the eye that she has in her own version. Oh no, she's done an amazing job. Please go into the description down below and check out both her YouTube channel and her Instagram. Show her a ton of love. Nobody's probably going to want to see it, but if you do, please check her out. She's done some really cool art. And she's also done some like what-if stories on My Hero Academia. I think she got really popular, or at least when I first found her, was when it was using My Hero Academia characters. So it's Steven Universe mixed with My Hero Academia to make these fusion characters. Also, look out in the future, because there's another video I'm doing. Also, hopefully My Hero Academia 2 Heroes is going to be a fantastic movie. Apparently it's supposed to be like an alternate ending to the original series, which is still going on. Can't wait to check that movie out, or see what it's like. Hopefully those lucky ducks in Japan enjoy the movie. Don't spoil it, please, until it comes out in Oz, because yeah, it takes a while, and then it'll take like a year to come out physically. Anyway, the movie looks really good. Apparently it's going to be the last movie to come out in the My Hero Academia series, because it's just too taxing on Horikoshi. But this looks like it's going to be a lot better than the first movie, and there seems to be a lot more stakes. But don't go into it if you're an anime only watcher, because it's going to spoil a lot of what's going to be coming up in the anime. Also, if you're curious, I shaded in my own sketch, and that is in the video at the end card, at the end of this video. If you want to see how I would have shaded in my own line work, go and watch that video. It's pretty much the same process of what I've done in the coloring in that I've done in this video, so there won't be much commentary in that version. It will essentially just be watching me do a bunch of shading for like 20 minutes if you want to do that. Anyway, I hope to see you next time. Hopefully I can get my Halloween video up in time for Christmas, because my scheduling is always late. Anyway, like, subscribe if you want to, or the other way around, and I'll see all you dudes in the next video!